Did the Browns look just as good with Case Keenum under center?
Go ahead, Mina. You said you're so excited about the football.
All right, people who actually watch this game, tell me what you think. Yes.
I just watched it this morning. And the answer is they looked just as good in comparison to playing with an injured Baker Mayfield. No question. Like, the question going into this was, okay, Baker Mayfield is clearly struggling and he's playing through pain. Is it worth it for him to power through a fractured humerus bone, which sounds horrible? It's
funny bone, literally... isn't it? Humerus bone is your funny bone, right?
Is that where the word funny bone comes from?
Yeah, that's where funny bone comes. Oh no, funny bone is from hitting it, and then I think you named the humerus after.
Because it's humorous?
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. I mean, maybe I just made that up, but
I'm gonna guess that none of that is correct.
Yeah,
well, clearly I've broken my funny bone because I didn't know that joke existed until now. But I think we got the answer last night, which is Baker shouldn't power through injury because Case Keenum is one of the most capable backups in the entire NFL, and he is serviceable to the point where he's actually superior to an injured Baker Mayfield because he is not putting the dominant run game, which is what they had last night. Obviously, we can talk about that, in a position to lose. You have some answers there. Can they win playoff games or be good opponents with Case Keenum or broken Baker Mayfield? No, they can't. So it's more about getting to the point where Baker is healthy to me. And they showed that he can do that. Dominique, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we use the quarterbacks to draw you in because you know their names, but this game is not about the quarterbacks. You know, like, to me, this game was them putting together a running attack without what we thought were the most important parts of that running attack, the tackles and their running backs. They managed to do that without either of those elements. And also they played good defense, despite the fact that they are loaded as far as talent is concerned. In some of the more difficult positions on defense there are to find these players, particularly the secondary, they still haven't played well on defense. So last night was not about Case Keenum. Just about any quarterback in the league is going to play well if somehow you can manufacture a dominant running attack without starting offensive linemen, without your top two running backs, and shut people down on defense. Yeah, they can win with Case Keenum. They can win with just about anybody at quarterback if they can do that every week. But this is kind of the first time they did it against a team that, if we don't even consider the Broncos good, that we at least consider them talented. The fact that they did that against them, that's more impressive to me. I don't give a damn about who's playing quarterback in that situation.
Well, that's why I feel like the question should have been, actually, if you want to go even more hot takey, is there a big difference between Nick Chubb and D'Ernest Johnson? Like, that's the dude that I spent my morning Googling. I spent my morning learning about that guy. I was very in and out watching this game, admittedly. But D'Ernest Johnson, who apparently DM'd every AAF team asking for a tryout before eventually making the Orlando team, which is a fact that I did not know until it was presented for me right now. Like, dude, hold on. Also, so you're telling me this guy went from D'Ernest goes to camp to D'Ernest saves Christmas.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
An amazing story.
No.
How have we overlooked this? How did you guys leave this guy to me?
Pablo, nobody
nobody
on the internet knows what you're talking about. The internet is where young people reside. No one knows.
It's ironic that Pablo is like such a Ben Simmons stan because unlike Simmons, he will take that shot every time. Doesn't always go in, but Pablo Torre gonna take that shot.
You know what? Last night was? It was D'Ernest rides again.
Oh God!
I think
the Ernest movies probably didn't age well, right? I mean, I haven't seen one in like 20 years, but I'm guessing that's not a good.
I know one that I can think of off the top of my head that certainly should get everybody involved canceled. Just the image.
I want to go back to the quarterback.
Oh, you don't want to talk about Ernest?
I'm going to pull that up while you do that, Mina, because I'm going to Google it.
Hold on. Before we get to quarterbacks, can I just say Stump Mitchell? Like, we're going to talk about how well the running backs played, and we're not even going to talk about that philosophy professor / running backs coach that is Stump Mitchell?
Oh, my God. The beard, everything about him, like a Cornell West aspect to the beard, which I loved. Also,
the vibes.
This is the last movie.
Oh God, put that away! I don't want. I don't want to be on camera with that image. I don't want to be on camera.
Hold on. Wait, the bottom part of the movie poster it says Ernest goes to Africa at the end, and Africa will never be the same.
Oh my gosh. So make sure you distance yourself from that. We have to you're showing that not because you like it.
This is a bad movie. Okay.
Okay.
But the other ones, not as bad?
No, we're done with you, Pablo.
It's funny though that like the takeaway from the Browns side of it is like, oh, this is a super quarterback friendly offense. You really only need a game manager to win winnable games. I think we all agree it would be different against like the Chiefs or the Bills, right? But my strongest take coming out of this was watching the Broncos and thinking, man, this ain't how you build a football team. Like the defense is disappointing relative to expectations. Dominique and I both thought they would be dominant, but it must be so disheartening as a Broncos fan to watch your team and think Patrick Surtain II is a great player. I thought he played well in this game too, by the way. He's a great corner, but I don't think there's a Broncos fan alive watching this team who feels good about the decision to draft him instead of a quarterback. Fields and Mac Jones were both available at that point. At 8, I believe they picked. And now they find themselves in that like no man's territory, right? Which is like, can you win? Can you even compete for the playoffs without a quarterback with high upside? And I'm not saying Justin Fields wins that game necessarily or that he's balling out, but at least there's upside there. Like at least if they drafted him, you're watching this team and think we are working towards something. Instead, you're watching this Broncos team and thinking another lost season.
The tough thing about that is I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I think we recognize that the best quarterbacks in the league are often quarterbacks that come into good situations and are allowed to develop into great quarterbacks. The Broncos was a good situation. The Broncos was a great situation. Like, it feels like a quarterback landing there would have done well. And even if he doesn't do well, it's like the risk reward of getting even an all-pro corner, as important as corners are to the league, even getting an all-pro corner, I'm not sure is as valuable as getting a slightly above average quarterback.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.